Hello, Shadeus Glavor here from Define, and this is the second path in CoE. And the start will be the same as the first one, but if I missed something or if you didn't see that, then I will just go through it again. So the thief is also pulling the mobs that are ahead of this first group, so we can get everything in here, and the Guardian will put up wall, because you can reflect the ice brood when he does that frost thing on the floor, and that will do a lot of damage. Again, start off with Greatsword and just swap to my stacking weapons to get some stacks out of that too. And at this part it's really important that you just keep these mobs and the champion to follow you and just cripple them until the NPC reached the start of that tunnel, and then you can just run back here. Because if you want to skip killing the champion and just run straight ahead at first, they will just kill the NPC and she will start fighting and walk back, and yeah, it will just be trouble. As soon as she reached here, just give her swiftness. And again that little mob followed, but he dies really quick. The champion will never go outside that tunnel. So yeah, just think about that, cripple, and it should be no problem at all. If you're pugging this, you might as well probably just kill it off to get everyone organized and cripple them and everything like that. Probably just better to kill the champions than line of sight him just outside that room. So the first alpha encounter on path 2, and again the Guardian pushes him to the door here. And when he does those circles, you want to count to around 3 and then dodge or evade or eviscerate, or whirlwind if you're a warrior, or blurred frenzy if you're a mesmer, and you can do damage at the same time. So, but else around 1, 2, dodge, yeah, around that. Yeah, this dungeon been out for a lot, so I think most people can predict when those circles will activate. And again, at this point, we see where the J Golem is, since he's ranged and got a line of sight on the left side, since he was there, so he will get around the corner as well. Then we can just kill these off. And again, I'm trying to stack whatever I can. So, what I didn't do at the first CoE Path 1, now I'm jumping when the lasers have started, but if you stand just in the middle of 2 of these lasers on the floor, when the roof laser passes you, it won't hit you, so you can do that if you're too late to jump between those 2. And also there you saw that both will activate at the same time, so you don't really need to bring 3 guys over. It's enough to have 2 on either side, and 1 guy can just slack or do whatever he wants. Or he can try to jump as well if someone wouldn't made it. And at that point I'm failing my swap to Inquest. I should have done that before we went to that room where the first golems are. But target the cleansing stand between the mark and the protection turns, and you will cleave them both. And meanwhile, the Guardian is taking care of the retaliation as much as he can. And also, don't step into his stun circles. You can be inside them, but don't step on the edge of the circles. Anyway, in this room, it's a good time to stack Bloodlust or Perception if you're using that. And you basically one-shot these guys unless you fail a crit. But you don't want them to reach Agent Spire whilst she's setting up the cannon there. And eventually these big mobs will spawn, so it's enough if 3 or 4 just focus on them and the rest can kill off whatever gets close to Spire. So when you stacked up, you can just get your Warhorn ready, because you want to have swiftness after this. And I'm placing my Force Axe as well, so that's done. These guys can stun you and do a lot of damage. That's why I'm just trying to get on his back all the time. Because if he does that, he might kill you, and then you're gonna lose your bloodlust stack, which you've been working for so long. So not worth it. Since we have a thief, just throw out Shadow Refuge. And you don't have to wait for the giants to walk by, you can just run past everything here. And make sure to run all the way to the end to try to lose aggro of anything that's following you. You still have to wait for the boss to spawn anyway, so you will have time for that. And what you could do now, first of course you want to dodge those pikes there, or burning projectile that falls from the floor. What you could do is either you just line of sight him here, I think that's the most common thing to do, or you can just run ahead and either the Guardian or a Mesmer just throws him to a corner in front of you. That should be no problem. And the same thing with these circles. 1, 2, 3, dodge. So those circles and the burning projectiles that falls from the roof are the things you want to watch out for, and just dodge. If it goes fast enough, you will have dodge for it. Either you have, for example, Whirlwind, or UAV is great to regain more vigor. And the Guardian and Mesmer will fix vigor for himself. It might be a bit problematic for the thief though. So at this part, yeah, I can tell you first that we have a video where we melee this boss. It's kind of hard. I wasn't in that movie myself, I was in US then, but my guild managed to do that, and it goes faster, but yeah, I shouldn't speak too much about it. Just go and watch the movie and you will see how it's done. So at this part, just we stand on each corner and just focus on our own golems, and you want to stand a bit away from them so you don't aggro, and just use number 1 and they will run straight to the boss. You don't have to care about using number 2 to knock him in unless you get too close, which I probably will do now. So then I just have to run in and punch. You have to be a little bit quicker with the punch, so you do it like when just before he reach your front, you will knock him into the evolved husk. See, yeah, like that. And I feel it's much better to just be 4 on this. The 5th person will only run around and stealing aggro from the golems. But anyway, our 5th guy bugged at the last alpha spawn. That's why he's taking the waypoint now, but it's a bit far away, so that's why he ain't with us. I never had that bug myself, but apparently he couldn't move after we killed the alpha. So once again, this time you have to bring him down all the way, but once again, just count to 3 and then dodge the circles or whirlwind or whatever evade attack you might have. If you fail that, it will most likely insta-kill you. So yeah, that's about it for this path. Just ask me anything if you have any questions, and I see you on path 3.